Deep State DOJ hiding Seth Rich documents. The heart of the Russia collusion hoax. This is interesting to me how they connect Seth Rich with the Russia collusion hoax. I know that well, I believe I should say that Seth Rich was killed because he was the WikiLeaks leaker. He's the one that leaked the emails with Hillary Clinton and John Podesta and all that weird stuff that was going on there. And I think they took him out the game because he was going to talk about it, is what I think happened. Because what robbery, if you remember way back in 2016 when he was murdered, mind you, his murder still haven't been solved, and the DOJ has concealed information pertaining to his case, which is weird in itself, which lets me know it is definitely something political. But anyway, Seth Rich was supposedly robbed on his way home from leaving the White House. He was a staffer or something like that. He worked for the DNC. He worked for the DNC, I should say. And they robbed him. They killed him, but didn't take any money or anything. What kind of robbery is that, right? They tried to say it was a robbery gone wrong, but we all believe that. And even the WikiLeaks founder, Julian Assange, he kind of alluded to Seth Rich being a leaker. He actually offered up money, thousands upon thousands of dollars, for any information into the Seth Rich murder. So the whole thing is just weird, especially with the parts of it being his stuff being classified and stuff. It's just weird. I've been covering this Seth Rich story since way back in 2016. So we're gonna talk about it and see how it connects to the whole Russia collusion hoax. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get into this news. Now, this comes from joehoff.com. And he reported that the deep state is hiding documents related to the Seth Rich murder, the heart of the Russia collusion hoax. After more than 8 years, the corrupt and criminal FBI refuses to provide evidence related to Seth Rich's murder. This has been going on since 2016. The death of Seth Rich coincided with the beginning of the Russia collusion lie. Those wanting justice, like attorney Ty Clevenger, have been illegally delayed and denied information related to this case since this time. And I've definitely been following Ty Clevenger. He's been doing great work to try to figure out what's going on, what went on with the Seth Rich stuff. It is believed that Seth Rich is not only the key to the Russia collusion coup attempt of the first Trump administration, but also the reason for the initiation of the CISA. Seth Rich is the key to the Russia collusion coup of the Trump administration. Efforts to cover up his actions involved in the transfer of Democrat and Podesta files to WikiLeaks when uncovered are expected, struggle reading today, y'all. When uncovered are expected to indicate that the files that were delivered to WikiLeaks were from Seth Rich. Isn't that what I was saying? I've been saying that for years. The lie that the Russians were involved will be found to be a total fabrication. Hillary wanted to deflect from her email scandal and what was in her emails. These emails included numerous crimes committed by Hillary and Obama and Biden and many others. It is believed that Seth Rich essentially provided these emails to WikiLeaks, and they were damning, implicating the corrupt deep state in numerous crimes. This is why many believe Seth Rich was murdered. We reported on these emails and what was in them and what was behind them at the Gateway Pundit. Attorney Ty Clevenger for years have doggedly gone after information held by the deep state, FBI, and DOJ that they refuse to release. It is the law that documents related to Seth Rich be released, but the deep state DOJ is hiding these documents from the public. They still are to this day. And on Friday, Clevenger shared the following reason for why the deep state won't provide requested documents from the Seth Rich case. He said, "We filed a motion today to compel the FBI to search its prohibited access files and its previously secret evidence room for records about Seth Rich. On May 29th, 2025, Senate Judiciary Chairman Chuck Grassley revealed that the FBI had been designating certain records prohibited access, such as they would not appear during record searches. In other words, prohibited access files would have been hidden from FOIA requesters. For the reasons set forth in the motion, there is good reason to believe Seth Rich and CrowdStrike records would have been designated prohibited access." If y'all not familiar with CrowdStrike, CrowdStrike is the company that went in and looked at the DNC, supposedly looked at the DNC servers to see what was going on there. And the day after Senator Grassley revealed the prohibited access feature, FBI Bongino revealed, so talking about Dan Bongino, revealed the existence of a previously hidden evidence room at FBI headquarters. And he said records in that room had not been entered into FBI record systems. In other words, these records would also have been hidden from FOIA requests, from FOIA requesters. "We tried for 6 weeks to get some straight answers out of the FBI, but no luck. I wish Bongino and Director Cash would pay attention to this case, which has been pending since 2020. If they won't, then maybe Senator Grassley, Comer, Jim Jordan, Luna, Thomas Massey, Gabbard, Speaker Johnson will. According to Julian Assange, this goes to the heart of the Russia collusion hoax." Wow. 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 Hey, Cash and Dan, it's time to release the Seth Rich documents and files and show America why these documents are being covered up. I think we all know why it's being covered up, because they're covering up for Hillary, I believe. That's what I believe. I believe Hillary Clinton has something to do with Seth Rich's death, because he was the one that leaked the emails that caused her the election. He's the one, I think he was going to come out and actually talk about some of the evils that he found that was going on within the Democrat Party. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave y'all comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.